Greetings, everyone. My name is Kendria Taylor. I'm the president and principal consultant for TG8 Solutions Insight. And I'm here to talk to you today about the amazing women in sports. Now, this is a little ironic for me because I have never, ever played a sport a day in my life. But I want to talk about some of the women behind the scenes. As a business owner, I know there are several women that are making things go when it comes to sport. Now, that does not take any credit away from the amazing women on the basketball court, on the tennis court, nor the soccer field, right? But I want to talk about the 6 female coaches in the NFL. I want to talk about Jenny Buss, the president of the Los Angeles Lakers, Melissa Proctor, the chief marketing officer for the Atlanta Hawks, Sandra Douglas Morgan, the president of the Las Vegas Raiders, one of the very first women to be the president of an NFL team. But I really want to talk to you about one of my most favorite inspirational women is Cynthia Marshall, affectionately known as Cint. Cynthia Marshall is the chief executive officer for my favorite NBA team, the Dallas Mavericks. Now, if you don't know much about Cynthia, let me enlighten you. So again, she's affectionately known as Cint. So Cint was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. From there, she went to college, got her undergrad and a few doctoral degrees at the University of California, Berkeley. Now, Cynthia, after she finished, she went on to work at AT&T. AT&T is one of the largest companies in the country, in the world, actually. They are a Fortune 50 company. So as Cint worked her way up through AT&T, she experienced a lot, as often women do. Whether it was people not pronouncing her name correctly or saying how she looked, how she should wear a certain outfit or vibrant colors or lipstick just to be able to be seen. That's not anything new to women who are in business and a woman like myself. Now, Cynthia did a lot for AT&T, being one of the youngest officers in AT&T and then retiring later on after she built a world-class diversity and inclusion program. Talk about obstacles, right? So she is no newbie when it comes to obstacles in her life. So not only did she start out with barriers, as many women do, she had barriers put in front of her. Some of her barriers were simply the neighborhood she grew up in, having the lack of opportunity that other people may have, starting a leg behind. But that did not let Cint stop her. So as she worked her way up through AT&T, guess what? She had some additional barriers come her way. If you know anything about Cint Marshall, she is an open book. She suffered a horrible experience that most of us would not even know how to deal with when she went through colon cancer, when she survived colon cancer. One of the barriers that she did when she was making her way up and making some amazing moves at AT&T. But I don't want to focus on that because she didn't focus on that. What she focused on during the time that she was going through treatment for her colon cancer, threw parties. She actually threw parties for the people that were going through treatment with her at the cancer center that she was at in North Carolina. How amazing, right? You celebrate life. And this is what she's done throughout her entire career. Okay, so let's fast forward. So she's working her way up through AT&T. She has barriers. She comes down, she gets colon cancer, right? She's diagnosed with colon cancer. She overcomes again another barrier. Then she says to herself, it's time for me to just really focus on my family, which I won't go into details, but even creating her family was a struggle for her. But as she did in true St. Marshall style, her children are adopted, again, taking those barriers and overcoming. So again, let's fast forward. She decides to retire from AT&T after putting AT&T on the list of one of the best places to work for because of their world-class diversity and inclusion program. But in 2019, as she was winding down her career, starting her own business, a consulting business like I have, guess who came calling in 2018? The one and only Mark Cuban came calling and said, "Sent, I need you. The Mavericks franchise needs a makeover, and we need a strong leader, not female leader. We need a strong leader like you." So off she was to Dallas saying, "Yeah, you know what? I'll stay a couple of years and I'll do some culture changes for the Dallas Mavericks." And that she did. She has been named one of the most 30 influential people by Adweek. She has been named and honored by Forbes because of her work with the Mavericks, and leading up to her work with the Mavericks, she was honored by Forbes as one of 15 of influential female leaders around the world. Yes, give it up for St. Marshall. So yes, did she start out with barriers, not necessarily a great neighborhood, not necessarily even a great school district. She even suffered from abuse as a child. Yes, she had some barriers. And yes, she overcame those barriers. So here she is today, the CEO still of the Dallas Mavericks. And she continues to transform that franchise, making it one of the standard franchises of the NBA. Now, as I started my journey into being a full-time entrepreneur, one of the first things I did was I read St. Marshall's book, You've Been Chosen. So I want to tell you, as we celebrate women today all over the world, no matter what you are going through, no matter what barriers are coming your way, no matter who told you that you had to step aside, that you were a female, that you couldn't do this, you couldn't be great, one of the words of wisdom that I took away as I started my business and continued this journey of, "Kendria, maybe you should let someone else handle that." I chose to think about the words of St. Marshall, and I want you to do the same. When people put obstacles in your way and you believe, or they think they want to make you believe, and you start to believe that maybe you're not the one for this job, maybe you're not the one to be valedictorian, maybe you're not the one to become the first female vice president of a company or the first director of a department, I want you to know, in the words of St. Marshall, you've been chosen. Thank you.